What's up? It's your man Askchazzellis once again. Some of these fellas gonna get a little bit mad at me because I got a question about how to get money out of a dude. But if you was one of these fellas that do get mad at me, just understand that you are actually probably a simp and that's why you're mad. Because otherwise it really shouldn't bother you. Anyway, ladies, this is how you do go about getting money out of a man. The number one thing, and I got 5 things for you, and it's gonna work. 5 things. And the number one thing you got to do is you got to realize that, number one, you cannot have it all. What I mean by that is you have to pick what you want a guy for. You either want to do it for money, you want to do it for sex, or you want to do for a relationship. Now, you can have sex in a relationship. You can get some money out of a dude that you're in a relationship with. But if you want to get a consistent source of money without really having to do a ridiculous amount of stuff, then it's going to have to be, that's what you're going to have to pick. You're going to have to choose what you want and you're going to have to stick to it. Some of you women that try to do this thing where you go in trying to get money out of a dude, then you start liking his ass and you play yourself because he kind of thought that it was just a money thing, so then it turns into him just fucking you and, not talking to your ass anymore, and you didn't get anything out of it. The next thing you have to do is you have to kind of ration what you're doing. Number 2 is ration, because you can give one of 2 things, but you can't really give both. See, the reason why dudes continuously give you money is because there is one aspect of you that they are not getting, that they want. For instance, you can give a guy attention, but no sex. You can give a guy sex, but no outside attention. You can't give both, and you can't give neither. If you don't give a guy attention, then he's not going to find any reason to give your ass money. Because he's going to be like, well, this chick just calls me and asks me for money. She doesn't really want to be with me. Fuck her. You can't just give a guy sex on a regular basis and then give him attention, because then you look needy. Now it looks like you want to be in a relationship with him. You've confirmed to him that you actually like him. So he's not just going to shell out money for that. If you're giving a guy sex and you're giving a guy attention, then you're giving him all the things that he wants from you. So he's not about to just come up off of some money if that's what you want and that's all you really want. But if you're giving a guy a lot of attention and you just keep withholding that sex from him, you're like, I'm going to give you, oh, you're so cute, I really like you, blah, 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 blah. You're giving him all that noise in his ear. He's going to want to believe it, because people will always believe a pretty lie over an ugly truth. So if you're giving him some attention and making him believe that there's a possibility he'll get some ass, he'll spend money hand over fist. Now, some guys are a little bit opposite. If you give them a whole lot of sex, because that's what they're used to, that's what they're going to want, you give them that sex, and then you don't want him to wife you up, and you don't act like you really care about him, it gets to them, it busts their ego. And they're going to start spending that money more and more trying to get you to commit to them, to want to be with them. Because a guy wants you to want him. He wants you to want a commitment. There is nothing worse you can do to a guy than fuck him and then not call his ass back. That's like the greatest ego blow. That's a secret right there that people don't know about dudes. There's no greater blow to a nigga's ego than you to have sex with him one night and then never want to talk to him again. And I don't care what man tells you that it's not a problem, it is, because it make him feel bad. So that's kind of why you got to give one or the other. You got to figure out what he wants and then deprive him of the thing that he really wants the most. And he'll try to pay to get it. Never ask for anything. That's number 3. We're on number 3 right now. Never ask for anything. If you ask for something, it makes you look weak. A lot of people say that whole thing of closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed, girl. That's why I ask a nigga for what I want. I make sure I tell him what I want. Don't do that shit. Never ask for anything. If a dude is willing to give you some money and you want to keep being able to get it from him, then what you need to do is let him know that there is a need or a want. And that's all you got to do is just, bring something up. If you having car trouble or something like that, like, man, my car is fucking up on me. Don't bring up money. Don't tell him to pay for it. If the nigga gonna pay for it, he gonna pay for it. If that's what he wants to do is pay for it, he will do so. So don't ask for money. It makes you look weak and it makes you look desperate. So don't make that a habit. This is going to sound crazy. Number 4 is going to sound like a mess. But never be truly thankful for anything. Never show a great degree of gratefulness for anything. Make everything seem like it's not really that big of a deal. A lot of people might tell you to be thankful for everything that this person gives you so they'll give you more. And in the real world, a boyfriend, girlfriend, that makes sense. But we're not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. We're talking about finding the dude that's going to pay you money. We're not talking about you trying to develop some long-term relationship. That's why I told you had to pick one. You had to pick what you wanted. In this world, you're dealing with the type of person that's going to give you money because they're trying to seek approval. If you give them said approval, then they have no reason to keep seeking it, so they have no reason to give your ass any more money. You want to be fairly ungrateful for everything that person gives you. Yeah, sure, say thank you, but make sure that you really don't give them any great level of thankfulness. You don't want to be on that. You want to make sure you like, hey, he give you, say he take you, buy you some roses or something like that. Yeah, thanks. He give you some money to pay your rent. Appreciate you. But make it seem like you can get it from anybody and it's really not that big of a deal. Number 5, plan for a fast exit, but always leave room for re-entry. You got to remember, when you're getting money from somebody, they're investing in you, and they're investing in something that they're never going to have. So therefore, the situation might get heated. They might get a little bit crazier on you at some point, or they might get a little bit clingy. But you also got to remember that if that person is taking care of you financially and you spending some time around them, you might start getting a little bit connected to them, which means that you lose all your bargaining chips. Because once you start getting emotionally connected to a dude, and that's what a lot of women have problems with, they get emotionally connected to the dude that they're trying to get money out of. And now they lose all their bargaining chips. So you have to have a fast exit strategy. You have to make sure that you got some way that you can get out, disappear on this cat until you get your head straight. But then if you need him again, you can always pop back in his life and get you some more money, get another check or two. Now, I know some of y'all brothers just heard this. Y'all was like, wow, this dude's a straight up asshole for giving this information out. He's a dick. He's a simp. He's a buster. I know some of y'all was thinking that. And I'm telling y'all, go to hell. Whoever listening to this YouTube channel is subscribing, get the free information. If your ass ain't listening, screw you. I'm not on anybody's team. I'm just helping people out who listening to my shit and subscribing. And they asking questions, so they getting the answers. If you want to make a comment, go to the box below. Otherwise, hit me up on Twitter at Askchazzellis. Thank y'all for listening. You got any more questions? Anything you need to get from the playbook or whatever, hit me up. Peace.